we have quite a number of other leaders who have come. Tony Ilwobe. Ilwobe means I don't do bad. And in fact, once you have joined APC, all your sins are forgiven. Ulwobe, Uralobe. God bless you. And I think there are several other people who are here. But to be honest, Mr. President has shown leadership that from morning till now, our president has been on duty. So I want to welcome.
Yes, okay, the voice that connects. Serious talk with humor that reflects. Exploring news behind every line. Friday Hangout where the stories unfold. Go dive deep, let the truth be told. From laughter to lessons, we learn and we play. Change media, we light up your Friday. Rolling, passions ignite. From Nigeria to the world, shining so bright. Entertainment flows through every decree. Celebrating Africa, come join the spree. Tune in and vibe, feel the beats. Friday Hangout, where the stories unfold. We'll dive deep, let the truth be told. From laughter to lessons, we learn and we play. Change media, we light up your Friday. Join in and vibe, let's make a fuss. On Change Media, it's just us. Join the Hangout, let's make a fuss. On Change Media, it's just us. It's just us. Join the Hangout, let's make a fuss. On Change Media, it's just us. Change Media, it's just us. Join the Hangout, let's make a fuss. On Change Media, it's just us. Join the Hangout, let's make a fuss. On Change Media, it's just us.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. My name is Alex Otti, and I welcome you to this Friday Hangout, a place where we'll deal with serious issues with a sense of humor. Every Friday, starting from 7 p.m., though we are late today, we do have these Friday Hangouts. Sometimes we do hang out with scheduled guests. Sometimes it's a monologue with myself, reviewing the activities of what had happened in the week. Today, let us quickly look at what happened this week. The main events of the week is the Parakboism, if I may borrow the words of Patrick Obiagbon, the Parakboism between the son of the current president of the Federal Republic in the person of Sheyi Tinubu and the NAN president, that is National Association of Nigerian Students, right? That is the person here. Now, I think for a better explanation and nomenclature here, you might be wise to use factional leader, because as it appears now, it appears that that NAN is factionalized. That means there are two people claiming leadership, but irrespective of whether NAN is factionalized or not, one thing that is in the lips of everybody is, why would the son of the president get involved in anything of this manner, that this young man was brutalized in this manner? To do this evening, let's quickly jump on to give us great insight as to what has been happening. What we do here is, you may not like it. What we do is, as much as possible, to stay to course and say, this is what we know. This is, this is what we know that has happened. Now, let's quickly bring the individual that was brutalized and let him state his own side of the story. The moment he finishes, then we are going to go back again and get other insight into what happened.
Invited.
So here he was. This is after the event has happened, after he has been brutalized. Here he is saying that he was invited to Lagos to meet the son of the president. As it appears that this issue of running for 2027 as the governor of Lagos State appears to be a very serious issue, that they are trying to get and grab anyone who is available in order to help them win the election in 2027. Let's listen from the horse's mouth.
To Lagos to meet with Sheyi. I met with Sheyi and the Minister for Youth. The Minister for Youth, when he saw me, he hugged me in Lagos. We talked, and I was to be offered 100 million naira. But the thing is, it's not all about money. There are things which I stand for. You cannot ask me to begin to promote a president who has not done something for me to say he has done it. If he does something good, I will promote him. We will support him as the president and commander-in-chief. But where he is, you cannot say I should keep quiet. I won't do that. That we couldn't settle. And they felt that I'm being stubborn not to accept money and to come to Lagos without accepting money and going back. So they planned my abduction, and on the 15th, I was abducted. Of April, I was abducted, stripped naked, beaten seriously, in collaboration with the MD of NTA. The MD of NTA, I was packaged to NTA to make involuntary statement that I am no longer, that I have renounced my position as NANS president. I did that to gain my freedom. But immediately I released a press statement that I was forced, it was under duress, and because I was naked, I was beaten, they claimed that they will share the video. That Sheyi told them that they can share the video, nothing will happen. And that even if they kill me, he will order. That was the word Ladoja used. It is Ladoja that is telling me this, that he will instruct, yes, he will instruct the Inspector General of Police to cover it up. And if he doesn't do that, he will go. So I now asked, even this morning when somebody was telling me that, you know who Sheyi is? I say, yes, Sheyi is an ordinary citizen like myself. He's not occupying any official position. I told them yesterday, I made it clear, that even if I'm coming to this hall and I'll be shot, I'll still come to this hall. At the end, today, the inauguration is concluded and I'm the NANS president. I want Nigerians to know what has happened and that we are not going to give up and that Sheyi can do anything he wants to do. He's already in this hotel. This inauguration wouldn't have held. You can see the organization is not correct. See the way the things was hardly done. Told the MC, quickly start. Don't do no protocol. Do the inauguration as long as though they will be arresting or killing the NANS president now, who controls over 40 million Aluta forces. So I want to, for the want of time, I don't want to take much of our time, but I've told you in brief. So we cannot say, the most important thing which my government, which we want to do as leaders of NANS, is that we will fight the cultists. We will take away cultism from NANS, the touts from NANS. They are just a bunch of touts and criminal elements. When politicians want to do anything, they recruit them to do all of these things, and that is what we have come to fight. I need your support for us to be able to do this, because without you supporting me, supporting our leadership, there's no way we'll be able to achieve this, because these people have gone far. They have no shame. I want to say, finally, that Sheyi Tinubu is a very bad example to the Nigerian youth. And the worst thing that will happen to Nigeria will be for Sheyi Tinubu to become the governor of Lagos State. He has no shame, he has no character. I have been strapped naked. He has my video in his phone. If we are in a country where things work, they are supposed to trace that in his phone, and he should be prosecuted. I do not know if what he wants to do with my naked video in his phone. It is also in the phone of the senior special assistant to the president on student affairs. The secretary, while we went to submit a letter to the Minister of Defense, the essay to the Minister of Defense told him that he saw my naked video while they were beating me. That is also in his own phone. This is the country that we are, but they are making a mistake with the wrong person. the honest solution to this for them to do the right thing, or they should quickly terminate my life. I thank you.
Wow. Now, you've heard from the horse's mouth. The question that comes to mind here is, irrespective of what you may consider as being the offense the young man has committed, or what you think may have gone on with him and Sheyi Tinubu, as he said that he was in Lagos and he was offered 100 million naira and he said no. Now, bear in mind, as he said, if the statistics is, if the information is correct, that NAN has about 40 million Aluta continuers. That's 40 million students. Wow, I didn't know that we have about 40 million active students. So let's say the information is not correct. Let's say, it's 20 million students. That means NAN is indeed a very, very, very to be considered in the next election. Because recall that Bola Tinubu won the election with about 10 million. Now, if you had 8 million, 8 point something million, I think 8 point something million, right? So if you had won the election with 8 point something million, and here you have about 40 or 20 to 40 million votes sitting somewhere to be harvested. So it may explain one or two things. But one thing that is still confusing to many, myself included, is if you have invited someone for a conversation and that person says, no, I am not interested to have this conversation further, does that then warrant that that individual get abused? You look at his eyes, you can see that indeed and definitely, because he's got reddish thing here and he's got the blackish marks here, and you can see, as he said, that he was stripped naked. Obviously, you can see his naked here, and you can see in the next picture that you can see his back here, and you can see the the whips, the stabbings, whatever that was. I mean, to be honest with you guys, this is definitely in bad light. Is the other side actually responding to this? There are narratives here and there. There are narratives here and there. There are people who are responding on behalf of the government. Now, one of the things, because one thing we do here is basically give you, we respect our viewers, in very intelligent set of people, and we understand that we will give you all the sides. There are people who are responding to this. They are saying, oh, ignore these people, ignore what they are telling you. This young man, you can see him, the one shaking the article there, in a tweet, people are already saying, oh, ignore him. He's a Atiku ally. That's why he is, you can see him in pictures with Atiku. That's why he's doing what he's doing. The question is, irrespective of if he's Atiku ally, Osibanjo's ally, Buhari's ally, Peter Obi's ally, I don't know, Adewale's ally, does that then warrant that such be meted to him? Right? Irrespective of who he meets. This is the young man in the middle there. This is their defense. One of the things that they've been trying to push out. But in my view, and the way I look at things, any moment the government begins to deny certain information, then that, for me, will be the time I will begin to believe certain narratives. Because if not, what are they afraid of? You can see them. This is pictures being shared by the other camp in defense of what has happened. You can look at this. I think this is not Babangida Aliyu. This is one of the former northern state governors. Now I think serving under Buhari's this. So I mean, because you know that Tinubu's government. So now NANS can actually, the NANS leadership can actually visit people. The challenge is that the NAN is now becoming another youth political wing. They keep visiting political parties. They visit political gladiators in whatever they do, these days. And this is what it has become, right? So no matter how we dice this, no matter how we look at this leaves, in my view, a very sore taste in the mouth. Because if you listen to another narrative of someone if you listen to another narrative of someone who actually says, "Oh, this is I was there when all this happened, and this is what I saw." I think that was on Channels TV. There is someone else who came out to say, "No, I was in Channel. I was in where this information, where this event was being organized, and this is what I saw." Let me quickly pull up let me quickly pull up that video for us to see, right? And there is also there is also another individual who made a very long video trying to explain what has happened here, right? But in all this, one thing that is also very, very worrying is that there has not been, in my view, unless they have done that I haven't seen it. I haven't seen an official position to make clarification as to very sensible Nigerians what is the relationship between the son of the president to to the to NAN, a factional leader of the NAN. In fact, after this, I'll play that video. A factional leader of the NAN actually started saying, well, it was very degrading and insulting for the son of the president, that is Sheyi Tinubu, to have mingled himself or to have brought himself to the entanglement of the NAN's politics. Again, here again, listen to this interview for your insight.
And Pedro too, after successful 1-year tenure, held a convention here in Abuja at the old parade ground where the new inaugurated president, Comrade Atiku Issa Abubakar, was duly elected by the vast majority of the senators that was present in that convention as the president of NANS. And yesterday, inauguration was feast, having dignitaries who attended the inauguration: former governor of Kano State, Ibrahim Shekau, former governor of Kogi State, Governor Idris Wada, and other dignitaries. There was an emir too who was present. And we choose West Carton Hotel Hall for the inauguration. In the morning, because I was the one coordinating the process. So in the morning, I was at West Carton Hotel when Sheyi Tinubu drove in. So when he left...
Sheyi Tinubu, you mean the president's son?
Yes, the president's son. When he drove in to West Carton Hotel, so I was somewhere at West Carton and I saw him. So when he left the venue, the manager now told me that the inauguration can no longer hold in this venue, that there was an instruction from the president's son that NANS cannot hold their inauguration here. And I told him that you can't tell us not to hold our inauguration here because this particular venue has already been paid for, and we'll proceed by whatever we want to do today. Maybe after today, you can ask us not to come here again or whatever, because we've booked for this place for a very long time. Okay, Sheyi Tinubu left, and immediately all our dignitaries are already on ground, so we usher them in and we begin the process. To the extent that the manager hotel has to go back and meet the technical team of the hotel. They have to switch off all appliances in the hall, including their generator, the light, the AC, and everything. So we're using solar light. That was all we used. So we didn't have access to the facilities that we paid for in that hotel because of the instruction of the son of the governor, of the president. So as the inauguration proceeded...
How do you know that? I mean, how do you know that for sure? You saw him at that hotel?
I saw him at that hotel.
Yes.
And the manager of the hotel also confirmed to me that
the instruction was from the president's son.
Was from the president's son. And I was like, what is the correlation between the president's son and NANS? He wasn't a stakeholder of the organization. He didn't attend any institution as far as Nigeria is concerned. So I see no reason why he should be meddling into the affairs of the organization. I don't know. Then I felt maybe it is the normal political thing, but we proceeded in whatever we are doing. So as Governor Shekarau was delivering his speech, we've already inaugurated the executive.
So your guests attended the event in spite of the fact that there was no electricity in the hall,
they all
and you were using the solar lights and what have you.
Yes, they all attended the event. They were all around. So we already inaugurated the president. The president already delivered a speech. Then it was the time for guest speech. Shekarau, who happens to be the one of the chairmen of the occasion, was giving his own speech. Towards the tail end of his speech, that was when we now start hearing voices, and people are jamming the door of this thing. And our people started running. So they bugged the hall door. They came in, they forced it and came in. So immediately, they were beating everybody they met, even ladies, and a lot of persons wounded, and they abducted the president. It was in our presence there that
the newly inaugurated
president was macheted in his head. They caught his someplace in his hand, and they went away with him. Since yesterday, we've not seen him.
Okay, so the newly inaugurated the newly inaugurated president was macheted. At this point, you ask, is this boy just fluking, or is it telling the truth? Is he just lying to the camera that this individual was macheted? I don't know. Let's find out. At this point, look at this. If we are saying that this individual was macheted, if you look at that on his left lower, you can see where the cursor is moving. You can see that is a mark of deep coat. If you look at here, this is a mark of deep coat. You can look at here, this is a mark of light coat. At his neck, you can see, I mean, let me see if I can blow it up, but from my screen here, I can see clearly that is, let me see if I can, probably increase it. Will it work? Okay, it's not working, but you can see from his neck there, beneath the ear, you can see clearly the place where, there are some stitches there as well. So does that then tally with what the young man is saying? What we are trying to do here is to present what we have seen, again, as our motto goes, that is exploring the truth behind the headlines. Let's keep on listening to him.
Into this studio, I was told that he has been released from their captive, and he has been taken to some of this hospital. He's still in coma as we speak. And some of our students do that.
The newly inaugurated president of NANS.
Yes.
His name is Issa
Atiku Abubakar.
Issa Atiku Abubakar.
Yes.
Was abducted yesterday.
Yesterday.
And he's just been released. You say he was injured before he was...
He was macheted, injured, butchered. In fact, they stripped him naked in front of everybody. What happened yesterday is something I have not witnessed before in my life. It is a rape on our democracy, completely. For over 3 decades of my stay on earth, I have not seen that kind of scenario. Then I now felt that, why are we undergoing this? Is it because somebody is the son of the president? So he has to start unraveling, meddling, how will I put it? He has to start oppressing us because of some powers he felt he acquires as the son of the president.
Yeah, let me ask
that
you,
will not take.
Has there been any conversation before now with NANS and the president's son?
This is the second time that the president will be abducted.
The president of NANS will be abducted?
Yes.
So another president had been abducted before?
No.
Issa Atiku
Abubakar. Mm-hmm. This is the second time they will abduct him. The first time he was adopted, they beat him also, they stripped him naked. They had to force him. According to him, he said he was forced to the office of the DGNTA to go and address press that he is no more the president under DOS before he was released. And the video, his nakedness and everything. Then he said, even with everything that they have done to him, he will still proceed in whatever he wants to do because it was his Nigerian student that elected him and he cannot betray their trust and all of that. So he came back, he began his inauguration process and all of that. And as the inauguration was commencing yesterday, that was when all these ones happened. And they almost disrupt the process. If not that we have concluded the inauguration process and he was taken away from the venue after he has been macheted and battered, butchered. And
so there was chaos yesterday at the venue of your event?
Yes, it was.
Interesting. Well, I'm sure my colleague Ayo has further questions for you.
The story there that the young man, as he has narrated.
Mr. Okomo, it's as you said, it will be worrisome if one really, experienced that kind of thing. But there was a question that Maokwe began with, and that is the question of faction or no faction. I just want to be, clear as well, because there are those who are saying that, because earlier this month of April, there was this report that Comrade Atiku Abubakar has agreed to work with NANS President Comrade Oladoja. Please, help us understand what the relationship is between the two men. Who is who among the two?
Atiku Abubakar is the authentic president of NANS. The one that was handed over, the government was handed over to by the outgone president of NANS. The news that they circulated that he has agreed to work with one Ladoja, that news was after his adoption, after his first adoption, that he was placed under DOS to make a statement that he's no more the president. That was when they circulated that news.
Anyway, the point here is that, like I said at the beginning, irrespective of the fact whether anyone is arguing or do they have a faction or you don't have faction, honestly, I think that, in my view, probably beneath the issue at the moment, whether there is factionalization. My point is, why so much interest in this, and what crime did he commit before this beating took place? That's what we want to know. Okay, now, and this is from News Central. We're now going to also listen to another view from News Central, which includes the whole video that you watched before, the young man that was beat up and his own testimony.
Justice be served, because no one has a right to inflict injury. And pain on another citizen.
But it's not our words. We're not the ones saying it here. He's also come out to film a video making these allegations, and here's the video.
I met with Sheyi and the Minister for Youth. The Minister for Youth, when he saw me, he hugged me in Lagos. We talked, and I was to be offered 100 million naira. But the thing is, it's not all about money. There are things which I stand for. You cannot ask me to begin to promote a president that who has not done something for me to say he has done it. If he does something good, I will promote him. We will support him as the president and commander-in-chief. But where he is, you cannot say I should keep quiet. I won't do that. That we couldn't settle. And they felt that I'm being stubborn not to accept money and to come to Lagos without accepting money and going back. So they planned my abduction, and on the 15th, I was abducted. Of April, I was abducted, stripped naked, beaten seriously in collaboration with the MD of NTA. The MD of NTA, I was packaged to NTA to make involuntary statement that I am no longer, that I have renounced my position as NANS president. I did that to gain my freedom, but immediately I released a press statement that I was forced, it was under duress, and because I was naked, I was beaten. They claimed that they will share the video. That Sheyi told them that they can share the video, nothing will happen. And that even if they kill me, he will order. That was the word Ladoja used. It is Ladoja that is telling me this, that he will instruct, yes, he will instruct the Inspector General of Police to cover it up. And if he doesn't do that, that he will go. So I now, when somebody was telling me that, you know who Sheyi is, I say, yes, Sheyi is an ordinary citizen like myself. He's not occupying any official position. I told them yesterday, I made it clear that even if I'm coming to this hall and I'll be shot, I'll still come to this hall. At the end, today, the inauguration is concluded and I'm the NANS president. I want Nigerians to know what has happened and that we are not going to give up and that Sheyi can do anything he wants to do. He's already in this hotel. This inauguration wouldn't have held. You can see the organization is not correct. See the way the things was hardly done. I told the MC, quickly start. Don't do no protocol. Do the inauguration as long as though they will be arresting or killing the NANS president now, who controls over 40 million Aluta forces. So I want to, for the want of time, I don't want to take much of our time, but I've told you in brief. So we cannot say, the most important thing which my government, which we want to do as leaders of NANS, is that we will fight the cultists. We will take away cultism from NANS, the touts from NANS.
So, again, that's another side of it. Now, the question that is in the lips of everybody else included, like I said earlier, is why the meddling? What is it, aside the 40 million votes there, and is it now a crime to refuse to be bribed, to refuse to be given money? Allegedly, Neo, if the Yorubas will say, allegedly Neo, now so they tell Kamo, say money was induced and rejection occurred. I do not know. If you have the answer, you can join us on the link that is pinned in the comment section. If you're watching on YouTube, there is a link there, or the comment that is there. You can see the link, click on it, then you come in. That is on that part. Now, you know, for fairness here, I think there is also a video by the other camp. You know, now there are factions. You know, the funny thing about Nigeria is once things happen like this, there are factions everywhere. You know, the factionalization, I'll put it that way, the factionalization of everything in Nigeria is legendary, right? Nigeria will have another faction, the faction of the of Sheyi Tinubu trying to explain what actually happened. But in the explanation, I think I've just sent part of it, is that, well, you guys got to know because this guy is a faction of the other one, you know? This guy is a faction of the other one. So, but being a faction is no reason to be battered and to be, you know, brutalized and to be, you know, treated in that manner, right? No matter how you look at it, that is what it is. Now, Nigerians are reacting. We wouldn't be taking their reactions here unless you want to, you know, speak to us on that. Now, but let's quickly, before we call it a day today, move on to River State. You know, in River State, the women in River State, they know they smile. Recall similar incident that we had in Edo. Sorry, in not Edo, in Delta State. Do you remember when the nursing students sang this song, when they said, "Na your mama be this, so we no get another one." They sang, instead of saying "na our mama," they said, "No, na your mama be this, so No be our mama. You remember this song? You remember when that mama baby.
Now mama believe so, we no get another one. Sheyi Tinubu.
So it appears that this has become the new trend of protest. In Rivers State, you can see that over a couple of weeks, people have been protesting to say, no, we say no to the sole administrator that's been sent to our state. Today, when the wife of the sole administrator, which is actually absurd, a sole, S-O-L-E, meaning one person administrator. How come from one person we now have multi-people administration? Multi and so. How come? How does that happen? One person administration, sole administrator of River State. Suddenly, the wife joins governance to a point that she wants to address the women. Who does that? But hey, the women of River State stood up and said, no, Kule work. We're not going to allow that to happen. While the lady was speaking, just like as the video I played before, while she was speaking, just the way they did to Remi Tinubu when she wanted to speak in Delta State, and the women started saying the following. We have the full video, about 12 minutes, on Njenje Media. After this, you can go there and watch the full video, but this is a abridged version. Just watch what they did.
Beautifully created, wonderfully made by God, loving, blessed, hardworking. I greet you all.
So, great women. He was just using adjective to bamboozle them to say you are beautifully, wonderfully, tantalizingly, lucubiously, and McDonaldly and KFC made, right? And the women, their first response was, give us food. So the matter take happen. Everything scatter. So everything scattered, and the women left the venue, shouting, "We want Sim Fubara." At the outside, outside the venue of the place, some women were asked, "Why did you guys do what you just did now?"
Why are you
Listen
outside? Why are you outside? We are outside because we were deceived yesterday. They told us that the amiable governor of River State, Sasinalaya Fubara, wife, is hosting the women in the EUA Event Center, only for us to come here and see one woman being where I don't know. A wife, the addressor. What right do they have to address us? They don't have any right. We want see. See who we want. Either this or this. But she cannot address me. That is why we left the hall.
See, Logbata, very clear that they were deceived that the wife of their suspended governor, the wife of Sim Fubara, was to address them. and they all came out in their numbers, only to be ambushed. I don't know why this government likes everything to be fake. Hmm? Only to be only to be ambushed, and the women, stage unplanned protest saying, no, we want Sim Fubara, we want Sim. Either you get us Sim Fubara to talk to us, or you get us his wife to talk to us. You guys cannot talk to us. So it became a talking thing. We want Sim, we want Sim. Raged the women eventually left the place. I mean, the video has been trending since earlier in the day. It's quite, when you watch the longer version, they took that protest to the street, actually. It didn't stop in that hall. They now gone out of the hall and gone into the street and continued with their protest. I mean, if you ask me, I think that is the way to go, because Nigerians must now begin to show dissatisfaction where they see one. Anything that doesn't sit well with you, babeg, do what you can, get your frying pan, shake it. If it's protest, use, like I keep telling these Labour Party rubber stampers in the National Assembly. I know sometimes I have conversation off camera, when we discuss, I ask them, why will not they hear on a voice? I mean, you guys are behaving like the PDP and the APC. They will say, oh, numbers. And I say, numbers of what? If you are aggrieved, if you do not agree or rather, if you do not agree or not agreeing to what is being discussed, they no cut your leg. Walk out. Right? Look, during the time of when the Southeast senators made a proposition for the Senate to recognize late Professor Humphrey Morrison, they presented it twice, and that was knocked down. What did they do? In protest, to show we don't like this, what they did was to just walk away. But that walking away, it is a parliamentary act that actually shows your displeasure. And in line with what these women have done here, that is what is called civil disobedience. You are calling us tantalizingly beautiful, lucubiously made, and McDonald's made or KFC or I don't know, whatever it is. But the point that I'm making is very simple, that people do have the right within the ambit of the law, without destroying anything, without abusing anybody, to say, give us Sim Fubara. And story also has it that Sim Fubara has gone to Wike to kneel down to beg him. So we are now expecting that Sim might actually come back any moment from now, that it may not be up to 6 months. Recall that when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was in France, he left from France to United Kingdom, and Sim Fubara was seen in a photo with him in the United Kingdom. Inside information has it that Sim Fubara had gone in there to actually interface with him, to speak with him, and the story has it that he has gone to beg him. So maybe after that, he came back to Nigeria to also beg the godfather or his godfather in River State. So all these things now happening, it means by the time they come back together, if this quarrel is settled, that means only one thing will happen. River State money will bleed. Zovizo, that is what was causing the trouble. It's about who shook hand where in the Sokoto of River State. Remember when the governor in 2003, when Dr. Chris Nwabuzor won the governorship election of Anambra State through Magomago from Chris Oba. One thing that was very clear was that that election was rigged for him because he agreed in an Okeja meeting in a shrine. You can imagine how crude. So it's not be today, oh, this is Okite. That one was a government Okite per se. In a shrewd manner, they agreed on certain things. Ngige did not let nobody deceive you. Ngige paid. But at some point, it appears that they kept on demanding more commissioners, this. So at some point, he was ilked. And he started saying, no, I'm not going to pay again. And the hell broke loose. For the first time in the history of Nigeria, when a governor, a sitting governor, was kidnapped, was the time Dr. Chris Nwabeze was kidnapped. The rest, they say, is history. What am I alluding by that? Sometimes people, when certain unease is found, it means the state is bleeding. Anambra State then was bleeding until Ngige said no. Same applies in River State. After the election, whatever agreement they had was being kept by Fubara until Fubara said, no, this thing don't become too much now, right? So, no one is actually innocent here, if you ask me. Fubara is not innocent. Neither is his godfather also innocent, in my view. I'll be leaving us with the following on this Friday Hangout. I'll be leaving us with this wonderful episode, and the rest we can go on and watch on Arise TV. Is the visit by Rufai Oseni to Abia State, where he sat down with Dr. Alex Otti and had brilliant conversation, went to the street of Abia State to see what is actually happening in that state. And I said to myself, many states in the southeast, with the exception of Imo and Anambra, will be having their 2 years in office on the 29th. Njinji Media and the team are planning to visit some of these states, especially Enugu, Anambra, Abia. And if we have the clearance, we may also visit Ebonyi State. We'll be going around to find out what these governors are doing 2 years after. You have to join us in this journey. Sometimes it may be live, but I think sometimes because network is always very poor there, and when we do live streams there, sometimes you guys complain that the quality is poor. So it might be that we go in there, we record this, and eventually just to get you guys either 1080p 1080p in quality, that is HD, or 4K quality if you're watching us on your 75, 85, 90 inches television, especially those of you in the diaspora. On this, let's just have a listen on the conversation. This conversation kicked off with the question on how Otti was actually declared the governor of Abia State. Just take a listen.
Welcoming you once again to Abia. Thank you for the first question, because you are very right. A lot of times we don't celebrate people. And I've had time to actually say good things about her. I didn't know her from Adam. Never met her. And when she was selected for that role, that was just like 72 hours before the election. So I was a bit scared, because when she was appointed Vice Chancellor of Federal University of Technology, Owerri, I tried to reach out to her because she bears the same surname. She's Otti, Professor Nnenaya Otti. So, and I guess that was 2021. So I got her number, tried to call her, she didn't respond. I sent a text message congratulating her, she didn't also respond. So I just said, okay. I left her. And 2 years later, she was now going to be the returning officer. But then, most importantly, I left everything in the hands of God. And then the election came. If you recall, I've been in this process since 2015. And a particular local government was always used to falsify the results of the election. And that's Obingwa. Again, in 2019, it happened. So 2023, the election, it was clear that I was going to win the election again. And as the results kept trickling from the different local governments, the tally was increasing. I mean, the difference was increasing. And what they did at that time was just wait. So at some point when they thought enough local governments had come in, they falsified the result, moved it to 80,000. From there to 90,000, it ended at 108,000. But then this woman rejected those falsified results and said she was going to stick to the results that came from the polling units. And the rest now is history. So we cannot tell the story of the changes that have happened in Abia State, the new Abia, as we call it, without reference to Professor NAN. We thank God for her. So I strongly believe that the hand of God.
Now, let me say this. You can see just a singular act of good deed. She did not do Alex Otti a favor. All she did was to do the right thing. You know, there is something good about doing the right thing. When you do the right thing, you can actually go to bed, sleep like a baby. In fact, you snore. You can snore at somebody, even when you owe your landlord, you can snore at somebody who has estates, who has built 200 houses. Because you have that innermost peace. Nothing pricks your conscience. Oh, whether I was involved in rigging this person or not. No. Do the right thing. That election was in the hands of one person, Professor NAN. She did the right thing. She didn't need to shout. All she did was to say, no, you guys have done this at the coalition center. This is what I have from the polling units that came in. You know, when some of us actually been conversing that let us bypass the polling, the coalition center. That's where, for me, because if you're a developer here, you understand what I'm about to say. If you understand when you do your roll-up summaries, and I'm advocating that we'll do roll-up summary from polling unit to ward to local government. All these electronically rose. So you can see the tabulation and the calculation from the local government who got what. The moment you say you come to this collation center to collate, that's when you see professors, shameless professors, begin to change numbers. People, if you want to watch the full interview, go to Arise TV. The full interview is there. I am Mazezoke, and this is my Friday hangout with you today. The team will be going on to stream some interesting Twitter spaces that are happening right now. Myself, I'll be getting into another meeting that I'm already 4 minutes late on. I am Mazezoke. Please, if you haven't subscribed to this platform, please click on the subscribe button, like, share, and subscribe. That's all we ask for. It's free. If you want to support us, please do so by using the super chat and the super sticker. You can still do that even when this program has ended. Bye, and have a lovely weekend.